This is the long haul. I said this last night to the key leaders, and I'll tell everybody this morning. This is the grind. All the sexy stuff is done. Now the tempo's changed. Things are slower, which means now, not only are we not having this big adrenaline high, but the real true grind of what this looks like starts to set in.
And we're going to help Western North Carolina not just rebuild homes, but rebuild itself into a way that people have jobs to go back to, local businesses stay here, and people aren't fleeing the area.
The house right behind me is the first house my husband and I bought, and we moved in here in 1987. We lived here until 2018. We moved to the double wide behind the house, and we used this house as a rental. That's where my kids grew up. It was a nice little town. There was places to eat, things to do, and you always pretty much ran into somebody you knew. That Friday morning, I woke up really early, and it was raining so hard, and the wind was blowing, and I went ahead and got up. That time we still had power, so I turned on the news and was listening to see what was going on, and of course they were giving all the usual warnings. The last thing I heard before the power went off was, if you live in the Swannanoa River area, which, I don't know what area they were talking about. I figured it was the usual places that flood in Asheville, never dreaming that they were talking about this side of the river. My grandson was actually staying with me at the time, and he was talking to a friend of his on the phone. They had just been told to evacuate, that there might be a problem at the North Fork Dam. Hang up the phone, we gotta go. So I called all my neighbors. There may be a problem at the dam, but we need to get out of here. And when we came out of the house, I stepped out off the porch, and the water was already up to my knees. When we left, I had nothing. I took nothing with me, and then everything that was left just had to stay because it was all ruined. And trying to figure out what to do, because I had no flood insurance, filed a claim with FEMA. Then it was just a matter of trying to figure out what to do. How am I going to rebuild? How am I going to manage to live here anymore? I was at my daughter's house, and I got a phone call from one of the Savage Freedom members, told me who he was and who he represented and what they were trying to do for people in this area. They wanted to rebuild a home for me. I was just overjoyed because nobody had offered that. I mean, there had been a lot of groups that were here to help, to rebuild, but nobody was offering to do that like Savage Freedoms was doing. I've seen the plans for the new house from Constructs, which looks amazing. It's beautiful. My only request was, if they build me one house, I would like for it to be right here behind me, because this is where we started out, and that's where I want to be. During the time we were here cleaning out and salvaging what we could off the property, our property almost adjoins the Harley-Davidson of Asheville property, which is where Savage Freedoms was headquartered for a while in the beginning. And I could literally just look over across the yard and see all the people, all the trucks, all the campers, all the activity going on over there. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Savage Freedom's efforts and what they've done for this community and others since they've been here, since the beginning, basically. And a lot of people have come and gone. A lot of people feel like because they don't hear this on the news anymore, that Swannanoa must be back to normal, things must be good, but that couldn't be farther from the truth, because there's still a lot of work that needs to be done here, and a lot of people need help.
All right, give me a go fucking get it on ready, break. Ready, break! Go fucking get it!